yeah. What's going on? We got Quan John and Miss Portia Mystique. Say what's up, Portia.
Hi.
Yes, yes. And as always, this is Motivational Motives, where we speak to Black inspirational people who have overcome adversity en route to prosperity. We have a very special guest today, Mr. London DIXON. He is a life insurance and retirement specialist and a personal financer. You know what I mean? He teaches people how to handle their finances. You know what I mean? So, London, say what's up, brother.
Hey, what's going on, America? How y'all maybe say that correctly? What's going on, Black America?
That's what
How
we
we
like to
doing?
hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For real. Black America.
Black America, yes.
So today we're gonna talk to Mr. DIXON about, the importance of life insurance in the Black community, the importance of setting up a retirement plan with or without having a job, and how we can get our money right so we can pass down this money to our kids so they can create legacy. Right? So
yes.
Let us know, how did you get into this line of work, and tell us about your passion for the line of work you have.
Well, I got into I went into the life insurance industry, not really planning to be here.
Gotcha.
I got out of the Army in 1995. Came home, I'm doing my thing, I'm working. I've been in quality assurance, aerospace for years.
Wow.
But there's this thing called the glass ceiling. You only got one quality manager. So you got a whole bunch of people working, but only one guy's going to get to the manager level.
Right.
And I did not have my degree.
Right.
So my children are getting older, and I was having a discussion with my daughter, and she said, well, Dad, so I'm telling her, you got to go to college. You need to go to college, get you some education.
Right.
You don't have a degree and you're doing okay. Nah, I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that.
Right.
So I went my butt back to school so I can get my degree. And even though my degree was only going to hang on my wall, I wanted that degree because I don't want that excuse for my children. You're going to get this degree.
Right.
I need you to do this because, in my opinion, as African Americans, we have this mindset of, well, I'm okay. They need to do it on their own. No. I want my kids to learn and be able to go further than me. So I want you to get that degree so that you can keep on going.
Right.
So I got out of school, I got my degree now, and all of a sudden my phone rings. This guy calls me, and this guy's in life insurance. And he talks to me about all the money you can make in this industry. And you can make a lot of money in this industry.
Right.
But I personally am not a money motivated individual.
Right.
But I'm willing to at least listen.
Right.
Went in and talked to the guy, and it was one of those, we give you a bunch of cards, you go out and knock on people's door, you tell them, hey, hold up. It's not my style, man. I'm not a door-to-door salesman. I value me just a little bit too much for that.
Right.
So I went home, sat down, the wife and I were talking, and as we're talking, my phone rings. And it was a recruiter from New York Life.
Okay.
And I'm saying to myself, like, no, I'm not messing with life insurance. And my wife said, well, babe, it doesn't hurt to at least listen.
True.
And I went in there to interview with the guy, and we started talking. And he said, well, how much do you want to make a year to be comfortable?
Interesting
and
question.
I said, well, I'm really not money motivated.
Right.
He said, well, what motivates you? And I said, well, I'm a people person. God built me as a worker. And he said, dude, I need you to do some work. And he said, well, you know what? I've never heard anybody say it that way. And I'm glad you want to help people, but you can help people in this industry. And if you stop and think about it, there's probably somebody you know who has passed away without life insurance.
Right. Absolutely.
And I said, yeah, I have.
Yeah.
He said, well, think of how it feels when that person you love passes away. You're at home, you're laying in the bed, watching television, whatever you're doing, and your phone rings. You pick up your phone. There's this guy on the phone. Hey, we need you to come downtown. Okay, hold on, wait, who are you? And why are you telling me to come downtown?
Right.
Well, I'm Officer so-and-so with Indianapolis Police Department. We need you to come downtown. And you get there and they tell you that your loved one has passed away. Traumatic. That's very traumatic. Now, just imagine 1 week later, when you get there to that funeral home and they say, hey, bro, you know that check you wrote us for $12,000 to pay for the funeral?
Mm-hmm.
It bounced.
Mm.
And you knew it was bad when you wrote that check.
Mhm.
But
Dang.
you had no other options.
Right. You had to
because you
right.
had no insurance.
That's right. Mm.
Well, I tell you what, we can put you on a plan and you can pay us $1,200 a month until you pay this funeral off.
Okay.
I don't have $1,200 a month, man.
Right.
Mhm.
Let me tell you, and this is what the guy said to me, let me tell you how you can explain to somebody the difference in paying me $40 a month and $1,200 a month.
Mm.
And the light came on. Wow. I never thought of that.
Right.
So came home, talked to my wife, and she said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, babe, I'm going to pray about it.
Right. That's right.
Went to church the following Sunday. This is before the pandemic. And I was talking to my pastor and he said, you know, everybody has a ministry. We just usually don't know what our ministry is.
Right.
Mm.
And I said, wow,
That's real.
life insurance
That's your ministry.
is your ministry.
That's right.
Wow.
And from that day forward, been rocking steady with this thing, man.
Mm. So how long have you been in the business?
I have been in the business now about 2.5 years.
About 2.5 years?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And granted, you know, because people are going to hear that and say, hey, yeah, I'm gonna do life insurance. I can make a whole lot of money.
Right, right.
There's a lot of hard work that goes into it too. Don't
That's right.
believe that I get up, my typical day, I'm up at 5:30.
Mm.
And that's just my routine. I've gotten up at 5:30 since 1985.
Right,
So if I try to sleep past 5:30,
right.
my body says, no, we getting up.
That's right. Right. That's right.
So 5:30, I get up, come in my office at 6:30, and I start my day. I do some
Right.
studying in the morning, hit the gym, come home, 8 o'clock, I got a meeting in the morning.
Right.
Usually by 9 o'clock, I'm done. But
Right.
you can have meetings all day.
Right.
You got that guy that says, and I mean, I don't want to tell anybody's business. I'm not, but this is a typical something you'll get. And since we're talking to Black America, we're talking Black America.
That's right.
It is 7:30 a.m.
Mhm.
And I get a text message because, as I said, I give people my phone number. Text me. You got a question? Text me, man.
Got you.
Mhm.
So a buddy of mine texts me, hey, man, I just talked to this cat in the barbershop. Just got out of prison. His son is wilding out.
Mm.
He wants to do something for his son.
Right.
Can you help him?
Mm.
Excuse my French, but you damn skippy. I'm going
Mhm.
to help him.
Right.
Let's sit down and talk, bro. Well, man, I'll work nights. Okay, that's cool. Because we have technology now. We can meet over the computer.
Right.
While you're at work, if you can meet, let's meet. If you can't, when you get off, if it's 2 a.m, I want you to take care of your son. So I'm going to be there for you. Black America, we need to start standing up for each other. When that
That's
man
right.
calls me and says, hey, I need some help, you can bet I'm going to be there to help you.
That's right.
So lunch, 12 o'clock, typical.
Mhm.
Working from home, my wife and I try to have lunch together.
Right.
Get done with that. Now I got to go to businesses. I go to businesses because we do retirement planning. I've got companies that are saying, hey, I need you to come in
Right.
and sign my people up. Okay. I'm there from 12 to 1. I leave, I go home, I got more appointments. I might not close my day out till 7 in the evening. During that day, my wife has had a work day. I've got, between my wife and I, we have 5 kids.
Right.
Dad, I need you to help me with my bike. Still got to cut the grass. You
Right.
still got to eat dinner. You
Right.
still got Bible study on Wednesdays.
Right.
I mean, I got a full schedule. So don't think, when people say it's hard work, it is hard work. You're going to spend, there are going to be some days that you're going to say, I don't want to do this today.
That's right.
I want to go out and play golf.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm not a golfer. I mean, 55, I'm still on the basketball court. But,
Right.
I have to put some of the things I want to do aside for this workday. Just like anybody else, you know, the CEO that you see that's making those 6 figures, he's not in there from 9 to 5. When you get there, he's usually there. When you leave, he's probably still there.
That's right.
For me to get to 6 figures, I'd be in here the same hours as that CEO.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to do the work.
Question: what would you say to let's say you're speaking to a young man, let's say he's, I don't know, 30 years old, he has no children, he's not married yet. How would you, one, convince him that is life insurance for a 30-year-old? Should he be thinking about life insurance and he doesn't have any children? And what would that premium be like if he did intend on getting life insurance?
Now, first thing I'm going to say to a 30-year-old, the fact that you're thinking about it, you're steps ahead from most 30-year-olds. Most 30-year-olds thinking about having fun, straight up. So I'm going to tell you, give yourself a pat on the back. You done stepped up.
I like that.
That's part of growing up. I'm saying I'm going to start looking at my future, but check this out. And this is one of the things I say to African Americans, because a lot of us will say, well, I don't really need life insurance. I don't have any kids. I'm not married. I'm renting my apartment. I got a car. So if something happens, what they're going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Check this out. That sounds really good, but check this out. Do you think you're going to stay alive forever?
No.
All of us, no matter how good we are going to die.
We know.
Mm-hmm.
God forbid. I have this little sign that I have on my Facebook page. It says, it's my job to ask you about life insurance. Don't make it my job to tell your family you didn't have any.
Wow.
Ooh, yeah.
Even if you're 30 years old with
Right.
no kids and not
Right.
married,
Right.
somebody's going to be responsible to pay for your funeral.
That's right.
And just because I'm 30 with no kids does not mean, once again, I got $12,000 sitting in the bank to pay for a funeral.
Mm.
Next part of that is when you're younger, you tend to be in better health.
Right.
That means your premiums are lower.
Mm.
So I'm sitting down and I'm making this up as we go. Okay. I'm sitting down with this 30-year-old man. We've just had that little piece of a discussion. And he says, well, that's cool, but I still don't see why I need it.
Right.
Check this out, young man. I'm going to make this even better for you.
Sure.
Do you have a car in the driveway? Yeah, I got a car.
Yeah.
Why?
Absolutely.
You ain't going nowhere, right? But what if I want to?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. What if you want to get married one day?
Right.
What if you do have kids?
Right.
God forbid, what if you develop cancer?
Mm.
Now you got cancer and you say, gosh, I got cancer. I need to go get some life insurance.
Mm.
Guess what they're going to tell you? You are uninsurable.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And if you do get life insurance, what you're going to get is what's called a graded policy.
What is
if
that?
you die within the first 2 years,
right,
you get the premiums you paid.
That's right.
Oh.
So
That's right.
now all of a sudden, I've had this policy now 19 months, 1 year and 7 months, and I pass away. 17 months, I was paying $50 a month. Here you go. Here's a check for $850.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
Not gonna cut it.
Wow.
But there's a flip side to this, young man, and I'm gonna make this the good side for you. You're 30 years old. 30 years old, I decide, you know what? You're right, I do need life insurance. But I want to go on the cheap. Give me the lowest you can get me.
Okay.
Okay. So what we can do is we can put you in what's called a yearly convertible term. That's the cheapest you go in. The first year you go in at 30 years old, $100,000, you're going to pay about 10, 15 bucks a month.
Wow.
Yeah, give me that. Give me that. Yeah, great. Gravy.
Yeah,
but here's the problem.
What?
Next year, you're a year older.
Right.
Your premium goes up.
Right.
Might only go up $3 or $4 a month.
Right.
Every year it goes up. So now I've had this premium I've been paying for 20 years. Now I'm 50.
Right.
All of a sudden they tell me, hey, bro, your premium is now $150 a month.
Wow.
I can't afford that, man.
Right.
But if I had made the decision, if I sat down and talked to London, London would have said, check this out. what I tell everybody, your life insurance policy has to do what you want it to do.
Mm-hmm.
I drive a Chrysler 300.
Right.
My wife has an SUV.
Right.
That's what she wanted. But if she had to take my car, I don't want this car. Well, that's what you got.
Right.
No, you buy what you want. Life insurance is the same way. So this guy said he wanted the cheap. I want the cheap policy. Give me the cheap one.
Right.
So you got that one at that price, and you're like, you know what? That's gravy. That's what I needed.
Mhm.
But at the end of those 20 years that you've owned that policy, you've paid all your premiums. Every year the premium got higher until you couldn't afford it.
Right.
And now you say, I can't afford this anymore. I want to get
Right.
rid of it.
Mhm.
All that money that you gave them,
Where's it go?
they shake your hand. Thank you.
Oh,
Have a good one.
Oh,
And we roll off to the next people.
you don't get anything?
No,
What?
that's called a term policy. If you don't
term.
die within that period, it's just like your car insurance. If you don't have an
Right.
accident, we
It's-
keep it. Thank you.
Oh.
But remember, you was talking to London.
Right.
So London said, let's check this out. Let's sit down and do the math. Let me show you how much money you're going to pay for this policy over 20 years.
Right.
And we add it up and we set that number to the side. And then I say, now remember, you're 30 years old and you're saying, I just want the cheap. But I'm going to show you how you can get a whole life policy or a permanent policy.
Right. So, and what is whole life, London?
Whole life is a permanent policy. Your rates will never go up. So I might go in there and they say, you know what, if you want this $250,000 premium at 30
Mhm.
years old, you're going to pay $100 a month. Man,
Okay.
that's too much. That's entirely too much, man. Well, check this out. Let me show you how it's not that much.
Right.
Because you looked at the price on that term
Right.
and said it was too much. Then I show you the whole life. Oh no. So now you've had this whole life policy now for 20 years. 20 years, you've been paying $100 a month.
Right.
$1,200 a year for 20 years. I done
Right.
paid you $20,000, London.
Right.
This don't
Right.
make no sense.
Mhm.
You know what? At the end of those 20 years, not making the story up, remember, end of
Right.
the 20 years, I hit the lottery. I'm a multi-millionaire. I don't need life insurance anymore.
Right.
I'm gonna get rid of this policy. So I called London up. Hey, dog, I'm tired of paying you money every month. I want to
Right.
cancel this. Check
Right.
this out, bro.
What?
I'm glad you called me. Let me look at your policy. Hey, 20 years you've been paying this. You know, this policy is now worth $75,000 in cash. You get that money back. That is your
Mm.
money.
Whoa.
This is your money. Remember that all that money that you paid in the term policy, that's ours.
Right.
You were paying yourself.
Mm.
That money is sitting there. So that money actually is credited towards your net worth.
That question.
So when
that
I'm saying, I look at
I
my.
don't mean to cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off, London.
Oh, go ahead.
Why do people choose term as opposed to whole life then?
Because we don't ask questions.
Mhm.
Wow, I want the cheap one.
Damn.
So I go online on my computer because anymore you can go online. I can go to the Zebra and all of those places, and I want the cheap rate. Okay. But when you buy cheap, you get cheap.
That's right. All the time.
I paid all that money. All of those years I paid for this dang on premium. They keep my money. But thank God I was talking to London. London's like, no, dog, I can show you that you're really going to pay more for that term than you will for this whole life because that is your money. So
Man.
we talked earlier. One of the things I love to tell, remember that guy that was 30 years old with no kids?
Right, right.
We're going to go back to him. He got married.
Mm.
Him and his wife now have a baby.
Okay.
Baby is 2 weeks old.
2 weeks.
And because I'm his agent, I'm going to call this guy. Hey, congratulations.
That's
Heard
right.
you had a baby. How's the baby doing? Oh, man, baby's good, man. He ain't sleeping through the night yet. He's still flipping, you know, we doing all that. I feel you.
Right,
Check
right.
this out. What is it you want for your child? What do you mean? My father, and I'm a London junior, just so you know, I'm a junior.
Okay.
My father is still living. He's 79 years old.
God bless him, man.
He'll call me, hey, son, I need this, I need this, I need that. Okay, Pop. Do you want your child to be able to provide for you?
Mm.
Yeah, if he needs to. If he needs to take care of me, I would love for my child to be able to.
That's right. Absolutely.
Do you want your child to have to get up every morning and struggle?
Mm.
Heck no.
I don't
Want
know.
your child to go to college?
Yeah,
Yes. Check this
Yeah.
out.
that's right.
I'm glad you said yes. So here's what we're going to do. Let's open a life insurance policy on your child.
Hmm.
Man, I don't like doing that. I put life insurance on my child. It's like my child is going to die.
Mm-mm.
People say that.
They
People
do.
say that.
But
Really?
eventually they will.
I like a life insurance agent. People act like if I get life insurance, my child will die. Your child
No.
is going to die.
Right.
The
Right.
question is, what are you going to do in the meantime?
That's right.
Mhm.
So they give me that answer, and I always say, you know what, I understand that. I have 5 kids. And if I knew now or knew then what I know now,
Right.
I would have gotten a life insurance policy on each one of them
Right.
when they were born.
Right.
Mhm.
And I use it when we do an illustration so we can show you what happens with your policy over time.
Right.
I always do the illustration on $1 million whole life
Right.
on an infant. And people will see that policy and say, $150 a month? Are you serious? Sounds like a whole lot, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Check this out.
Mhm.
Your child is born, he's 2 weeks old.
Right.
16 years old, you're looking at your child, you're proud, he's doing good in school, he's playing basketball, you starting to get schools coming in and looking at him.
Right. Right.
Junior year, this dude he's playing off the charts. And you at every game loving it. Comes in, he says, Pop, got a scholarship. Ooh, thank the Lord. I'm so glad you did, son. But I want to go to med school.
Mm.
You know what, son? We're going to ride that scholarship. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to call my life insurance agent. And you call me up. You say, hey, man, my son is about to go to college. And it's getting a little bit too expensive to continue paying for this life insurance policy.
Right.
I got to pay for these. He's going to school. He's going to need books. He needs shoes. He needs this. He needs that.
Mm-hmm.
Say, bro, you serious? Are you serious? What school is he going to? He's going to Duke.
Mm.
Oh, Duke is cool. That's kind of expensive.
Mhm.
So check this out. How much money do you think you'll need each year on your end to help your son in school? I'm thinking I'm probably going to need $8,000 a year because he's got a scholarship. I don't need to
Right.
pay the whole thing. But if I take that $150 I'm paying you every month,
Mm-hmm.
check this out, bro. You keep on paying your premiums and let me do this. Let me look at your illustration. Remember that policy you got on your child when your child was born?
Mm.
You now have $120,000 in cash value inside your policy. We're going to take $15,000 out of your policy every year and mail you a check so your child can go to school. You don't have to worry about a thing. You keep on paying your premiums. When your son graduates, you hand him this policy. Say, son, this is yours now. You continue to make the payments on your policy. You now come out of college with no debt and a net worth of $75,000.
Mm.
Oh.
Nothing
Wow.
out of our pocket. I never bothered my bank account. I used my life insurance premium or my
Right.
policy to
Right.
do that.
Wow.
We have never learned that. We did not realize that. I'm saying this now, like I said, I'm 55.
Right.
I can look at my life insurance policy and say, hey, London, and I'm talking to myself because I'm my agent.
Right. Right.
I want to use my life insurance policy to also fund my retirement.
Right.
So when I turn 65 years old, I start getting a check every year from my life insurance policy.
Mm.
So every year, the policy I have now, I'm looking at $8,000 a year from my life insurance policy.
Right.
Not my 401k, not
Right.
Social Security,
Right.
my life insurance policy.
Mhm.
Are you serious? You can do that with life insurance? Yes, you can.